It is a signal to the world that we are open for business.
We are now open for business. This is Cesar Vallejos bringing you yet another episode to guide you in discovering your passion and growing your business as we learn from experts in the field. Sama-sama tayong matuto sa isa na namang makabuluhang usapan tungo sa pagpapaunlad ng inyong negosyo. Ang Open for Business ay mapapanood nyo rin sa inyong Facebook at YouTube. Siguraduhin na rin mag-like at mag-share at mag-subscribe sa ating social media page at Net25 TV. Ating alamin, suriin mula sa mga negosyante, thought leaders at mga personalidad sa iba't ibang larangan ang mga strategies, trends, mahalagang karanasan sa pagninegosyo dahil tayo ay open for business. The wellness industry has seen a boom in the past years. Many of us turned to natural ways of healing our bodies and in the process adopted a healthy lifestyle. One business who took the natural path shares with us her journey in the wellness industry through her own products. Miss Betty Dante Aw, a certified naturopath practitioner and the CEO of Business Innovations Gateway Incorporated, maker and distributor of Gusto powdered vegetable drink.
This portion is brought to you by Red Juice. Pasiglahin ang araw ng linggo. Kayo'y maaantig.
Huwag mo ubusin ang luha mo sa wala dito.
Mapapaisip.
What are we gonna do?
Matatawa.
Why so much food? Even no money, no honey, we make utang-utang.
Mapapahanga. At mapapainda. Kasama si The King. Ang nag-iisang Comedy King Dolphy.
Ano pangalan mo? Big po. Big po. Ano mo si Fernando po?
Tito Vic and Joey.
Mahirap ikwento, Vicky. Mahabang istorya.
At marami pang artista na kinagigiliwan noon magpahanggang ngayon. Cine Throwback. Tuwing linggo, alas 12 ng tanghali sa Net25.
Panalo tayo pag together, wala talo pag together, let's stand together sa Net25.
A business is never handed to us on a silver platter. We should always expect challenges and bumpy rides along the way. But how much more if your business has a market niche that may be harder to reach? Take the wellness industry, for example. Our guest started her business when there was still a fairly low awareness of a healthy and natural lifestyle. In the course of her business life, she experienced many low moments with her goals not being met. Let's find out what keeps her going and what made Gusto powdered vegetable drink mix a success. Joining us is Miss Betty Dante Aw, the CEO of Business Innovations Gateway Incorporated. Maraming salamat po, Miss Betty.
Hello. Thank you for having me. I hope through your show, we can give more awareness of the health, how to be healthy. Because health is wealth, as you've said.
Yes. And Miss Betty, In my introduction earlier, na-mention natin na you are a naturopath practitioner.
Yes.
For some of the viewers who are not aware of this practice, what exactly is naturopath?
Well, naturopathy is actually by the word nature. So we go back to nature to find the answers on how to be healthy. So we deal with not conventional medicines. Although I am a believer of complementary medicine, you take when you need it, you take it, the conventional medicines, but we supplement with the health supplements that you ordinarily hear about, so that the road to wellness is shorter, and you don't get the sickness coming back again and again. But we are more for proactive healthcare, in other words. So, bawal magkasakit, di ba? So, it's a better way of having quality of life.
Now, Miss Betty, is it a discipline that is new, or was it born out of course, this demand for natural or new lifestyle where everybody wants to really feel healthy because of COVID-19?
No, this is a practice ever since time immemorial, no? Many years ago, before I think the invention of penicillin. At that time, there was this French, I think he was a French guy, Bechamp. He was saying that you clean the tank when you're sick. So you find out the root cause of the illness. So that's what naturopathy do. And then probably through the many years that have transpired, people now realize that taking conventional medicine for a long time somehow cures the illness but produces another side effect on other organs. So there is a clamor for other ways of becoming healthy. And so we all now go back to basics. Like we believe that nature, like for example, tayo lang ourselves. Our body has our own healing properties. Actually, like for example, in the cases of cancer, number one is your emotional baggage. That's why I always ask people, do you have any emotional baggage? Because when you have overcome that emotional baggage, you would have won 50% of the battle. Because you believe, diba, that you're going to be cured.
Yes.
Or if, unfortunately, you're in the last stages of your life, syempre, tao, kailangan, hindi naman pwedeng forever you're there, right? So somehow, you prepare yourself also for it. So you add less stress to your life. So by the mere fact of the stress factor, when there's lesser or no stress, you're already sick-free. Diba?
So exactly, that's my follow-up question. When you say emotional baggage, of course, which you responded already, stress is a big part of it. So my question now, Miss Betty, is that there is a debate then, diba, between the medical practice and the conventional ones or the traditional ones, and there's the Asian brand, like, diba,
Traditional
Chinese medicines,
Yes.
versus, of course, the ones manufactured by pharma. What's your position in this? But I like it when you said it's complementary.
Yeah, because I'm of Chinese roots, so I grew up, when I'm sick, when we were small, my mom would give us biogesic when we have fever. When we have cough, we get our antibiotics. But at the same time, we get our traditional Chinese medicine also, which are super pait, diba? But we're used to it. But then we find that when you're ill and you do that, your illness, number one, gets well, and it doesn't recur. I think the magic word there is recurring illnesses. Kasi like, for example, if you often have colds and cough, ito mo, naging COVID na ngayon. But actually, when you often have colds, it has an effect on your liver. So, and we say that the liver filters the blood. when there's a problem with your liver, and the blood is not of good quality, and it circulates all through your body. So just imagine the effect it has, right? So that's why we say sometimes it affects other organs of the body. But then, as I've said, using complementary medicine is also my take. Number one, why? Going natural is, for me, I feel it's more expensive actually than just using the conventional medicine. And secondly, you should know how. Because if you don't know how, sabi nga nila, little knowledge is very dangerous.
Yes.
It's good if people would seek, good advice and keep an open mind, because each one of us have our own biochemical individuality. Even the medicine, this medicine might work for you, but it might not work for me. So we really have to be able to try it and test it. And then another thing is we should be able to, with enough knowledge, we would know what to do. Kasi nga, if your knowledge is not enough, then you keep on trying and testing. You don't know, you might reach a point wherein, it's all wrong. So, and then you will say, oh, all the natural methods I use, palpak naman, they're not good. But it's because the knowledge is not enough. Everything is a synergy. Life is a synergy. Medicine is a synergy of different products, diba? So it takes really powerful knowledge to be able to answer our problems. But as I've said, the best is still to be proactive, diba? Bawal magkasakit. So just concentrate on how to be healthy through exercise, diet, even the amount of sleep. It's very important, which a lot of people right now, diba, they keep on looking at their cell phone, so they don't get enough sleep. And then there are also a lot of eye problems because of the cell phones, and then the radiation, many things in life that we have to be careful about.
Well, let's go back a bit with your background. From our research, you have a degree in statistics, and it's quite impressive since I think there's more men in this area. And how is your background helped in your conduct of business?
During my time, and that would be around so many years ago, during my time, actually statistics was something, it was, I think, a relatively new course. And at that time, I think only UP has it. I think most of my classmates were girls. I think that maybe because of the details that's needed in the statistics course. We also produced the first summa cum laude in statistics at that time, Susa. I remember her name, Susan Sapinoso. Hindi ako yun.
But where is she now?
I think she's in the States.
Okay.
And we have a lot of very competitive nga yata our batch. We have many, even magnas and cum laudes. A lot of them, I think, are abroad. And then, but statistics is actually just a tool of research. So most of my batchmates, they went to economics, a lot of them are also in government office. And I think it helped me in my present business because of we were trained to do a lot of research. We collect data, we analyze data. Ayon. Dati we always think, average lang. But you have the mean, you have the median. There are other ways of trying to decipher the data that we have, and also to use it for forecasting.
What's interesting, aside from your background, is your Chinese roots. What is it in the Chinese way why a lot of these things, even with COVID-19, even in Hong Kong and in the mainland China, they are using this as an alternative to the traditional or medical ones that we know now?
Well, China has a very long history, very, very ancient history of healing. And most especially maybe because China has the emperors during the dynasties before, they are able to collect and study the many medicines, and they're deep into research because they have to make sure the emperor has a long life.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that's what prompted them to study everything, to, and do the experiments, whatever. Right now, we're not so much into stool analysis. Before, they have to look at the stool of the emperor every day to find out how his health is, diba?
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's already, they have already started with a simplified tool of research, actually. And you can see they have done voluminous researches on how the different plants, the different, the trees, how they affect the human body. And through the years, they have been pinamana na. They have been, through the ages. Although some people say kaya lang nababawasan through the years. Parang sometimes they don't teach all to the succeeding generations. But I think we really have a lot to thank them for, because they are also well recognized, the Chinese medicine.
Your inspiration, what prompted you in your career to finally have your own brand? And of course, we're mentioning gusto. Pag sinabi mong gusto, talagang Pinoy din yan, gustong-gusto, di ba? Parang you have to like it. So, what is that point in your life where you said, okay, I have to, have my own brand?
It is more of life's experiences that I had, being exposed to a lot of the illnesses, like, for example, cancer in the family, viral encephalitis, what else? Diabetes, the more ordinary ones would be diabetes, hypertension. Those are first-hand experiences. And then thinking back, I think, one time my dad, natapilok ako. So it swelled, diba? So, I don't know what he did. He just write something, and then he went to the Chinese drugstore, tapos tinapal na lang sa paa ko. And yeah, in just 2 or 3 days, it was well. So I think maybe it did give an impression, because I was very young that time. Siguro wala pa akong maybe 10 years old yata yun. My mom is also a good cook. She would put herbal into our soup. I think it was good to have nutritious food also as part of our health regimen during that time. And then in 2011, our company actually started at that time when 2 networkers came and, told my son, "Sir, we'd like to go, can we go into a networking business?" And in 2011, I was curious about what they presented, because they said, let's make functional powdered drinks. And we were one of the companies who were using stevia already in 2011. And stevia is a sugar leaf. At least right now, a lot of people already know what stevia is.
Yes.
But then it's already 2022, and you know what? Still, some people do not know what stevia is. So stevia is sugar leaf. It's dahon. It's a leaf. It's a natural leaf. So as you can see, we deal with these natural products. So in 2011, so we had those functional beverages sweetened with stevia. But in business, we have many failures, diba, along the way.
Example, a lot of small businesses are watching. And of course, one of the objectives of the show is for them to also realize and know the failures of some businesses. So in your case, Miss Betty, what were those?
I'll be happy to share the failures, because I always say failure is the mother of success.
Exactly,
diba? Yeah. So in 2011, when we started, number one, we don't know the business. So that's one, in the family, my husband is the businessman. I just keep the accounting. So my husband always say, because you went into something that you did not know. Right now, I think everybody's encouraged to be an entrepreneur, but maybe an advice would be study first, study the market, because when you go into something that you do not know, it's like a surprise that will just blow up in your face, right? So that time, 2011, we were not in that industry, we're in the textile industry. So it was really something very new to go into food. It's novel that, we know, we can powderize pala some the veggies and no. But then in 2013, nanigas yung sachet. So the powder clumped together. And we found out that the sachets were supposed to be like 3 layers, and the company just gave us 2 layers. And I think some were even just 1. They call it metallized or something. So moisture got in. And then the other one...
So that's a lot of money wasted.
At that time naman, hindi naman, the production wasn't that big naman.
Okay.
And then because we entered also the networking business at that time, kasi it was the trend at that time. So the networkers bring the product here, there, and everywhere, even in their cars, so that the products are, I think, exposed also to the inclement weather, especially heat. So what
it's
what
weather
happened?
sensitive then, or the
Normally we would say less than, you should store it in a dry place,
Yes.
less than 25 degrees. So that was the problem at that time. And dealing with the networkers was also a lot of headache because they don't follow instructions. But we were lucky enough. So I told my son, because the business was actually introduced to my son. So I said, maybe it's about time we just close it, And so we stopped. We stopped the networking business at that time, 2013.
So the thing is, you really have to know the system first before you go into it.
But at that time, we were already formulating the Gusto powder. I have a naturopath doctor, Dr. Teresa Bitanga Valeros. She is educated in the States. She practiced in Singapore. And I came to know her when my mother-in-law had cancer. She had a patient who wrote a book. And her name was there because she...
Do you still remember what book was that?
Healthy by Choice.
Healthy by Choice.
Yeah, by Cynthia Liantada. So it was a book that the patient wrote. She's a, I think, SGV executive. And she wrote all the learnings that Dr. Valeros taught her. I was joking with her. Sabi ko, pasyente mo, may libro na, ikaw wala. She was good to teach the patient, because the patient, when she went to her, she tried a lot of natural ways, but it was already, I think she has tried for maybe around 8 months, and she was already feeling very weak. That's why I say knowledge is important also. No, she said, okay, veggies are very good for detoxification, and the road to wellness, you start with this one. Or even if you want to be proactive about your health, you still have to do detoxification every so often. So, and it would help a lot of people if you have this juice, which is very convenient, and then it already has all the good leafy greens in it.
Miss Betty, from what we learned, there were many times in your life that you tried, and as you said, you failed in the early parts of your business. Despite the odds, what kept you going?
I think it is more of a passion for helping people, helping people with their health. And then also, right now, I have also another advocacy, which is helping also entrepreneurs, actually. I work with the DTI, and I became the president of Metro Manila Association of Food Entrepreneurs.
Wow. In that business and in that, in helping the entrepreneurs, what so far do you think are the most common challenges that they experience specifically in your area in the food supplements business?
In the food supplement business, number one problem is FDA, Food and Drug Administration.
Yes.
Because we have to get our CPRs, Certificate of Product Registration. It seems like that in the Philippines, the FDA is more regulatory than in other countries, because in some countries, supplements are not regulated. They are you need to register, but you don't need to get an approval. There's a good and a bad point to it, but of course, we also have to balance regulation with business, most especially right now. Diba? It's everybody is suffering a downturn in business, so I just hope the FDA will be more helpful to entrepreneurs like us.
But the good thing about, I think, the FDA is that it's more of giving assurance to the customers or consumers that it is tested and tried and clinical trials, have been made.
Yeah. That's why I say there's the good side and the bad side. So that's the good side of the FDA.
The bad side somehow is that somehow it's so...
They're too strict.
Too strict,
They're too strict with compliance that sometimes you do not understand what they
exactly,
what they want.
Normally in the process, how fast or how slow do you get those FDA approvals?
During my time when I was doing the Gusto, that was sometime 2013, it took us around 2 years to get our CPR.
Was that fast? CPR
Super slow.
means?
Certificate of Product Registration.
I see, that was slow.
Super slow.
On a regular...
Imagine if you are the businessman.
Oh, wala na.
2 years, di ba? Wala na, ubus na kapital mo doon. You have to pay for rent, you have to pay for labor, right?
Pati manufacturing mo, syempre.
Right,
sa ibang bansa ba, gaano katagal? Or gaano kabilis?
I think, I know it's faster because FDA is now faster. And I think they're already, some say around 6 months, I think. Yeah. So, FDA naman is improving. Although, I think the more important thing is to be able to encourage, because they're encouraging entrepreneurs to have to be in business, to come up with new products. And my take kasi on that is, as long as it is good if they are under your jurisdiction, so you have control over what they do, right? And then if the product is good, of course it will fly. But if the product is bad, it will die a natural death. Now, if the product is harmful, then there will be a case against them, right? Rather than, shouldn't FDA probably be focusing on the fake products that are,
not the legitimate ones. And
yes.
In that case, as an entrepreneur, as someone who also developed this big or the Business Innovations Gateway, what do you think are the elements of your success or the successes?
Number one is perseverance. Matyaga, diba? Tiyaga to study the market, to develop products that people would like, and come up with the, high quality products that will give you value for your money. Some people, they're saying, oh, your product is pricey, but then if you spend 100 pesos and you get the results worth of your 100 pesos, wouldn't that be better rather than spending 10 pesos and you get zero value, zero effect, right?
Correct.
So I think that's...
So relative ang presyo minsan.
Oo, di ba? Oo, tama naman.
Pero my question, Miss Betty, is, di ba, ang daming mga products ngayon, ang daming food supplements. So you have liver care here, you have... what's this?
We have 15 Biota, which is probiotics with prebiotics. At least right now, people are more aware of the good effects of probiotics. It's pro-life. Biota is life. So probiotics. So it's you supplement most especially for antibiotics, because anti is anti-life. So you kill all the good and bad bacteria. So then you bring it back with the good bacteria.
Now,
so your recovery
yeah.
is faster.
My question is, there's a lot of food supplements out there. Why will people, or why would entrepreneurs or would-be distributors, are you accepting distributors, ma'am?
Pwede rin.
Okay.
We can talk
So-
about it. Open for business.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so why would people buy choose this brand over the other food supplements?
Number one, I'm a naturopath practitioner, DOH, PTAC certified. So, I wouldn't be coming up with products that will be harmful to people. And then our supplements, our 15 Biota, 2 Biota, Big 5-O, Berry Gluta, they are all made in Taiwan. So Taiwan is known to be a country that are ethical in their research and in their production of products. So you can be assured that you get quality products. And then, because of my background also, I'm able to, like for example, our 15 Biota. It is a synergy of 15 different strains of probiotics, which sabi nga nila, parang siya yung Rolls Mercedes-Benz na lang of probiotics. Kasi you get value for your money, and then you get good results out of it. And
so
then,
is that the 15 strains? Ibig sabihin, yung iba, maaaring lesser?
Lesser strains, or probably the effects we don't know. Kasi for 15 Biota, interestingly with the products that we have, some people would come up with stories or testimonials that it's also good for their skin eczema. It has cured that. So, kasi nga gut all disease starts from the gut. So, at least right now, people feel the importance of probiotics. Ayan. But then, not all probiotics are alike, diba? Kaya are equal. So, with the 15, which I really recommend highly for initial use, yun. Kasi maganda talaga siya to cleanse, to improve your gut flora. We created the 2 Biota kasi nga para mas mura siya, so the ordinary Filipinos can afford it.
Yes.
And still get probiotics in the process. The 2 strains that we have in 2 Biota is targeted towards the liver and the lungs actually. And then we also have Big 5-O, which is plant-based omega-369. Alam mo yung fish oil?
Yeah.
Oh. So, it's the counterpart of fish oil, but it is made of 5 plants. 5 plant oils. This one, it's plants. So, plants grow from the soil, which is something very sustainable. Yeah. But then, yun na nga, some people say they want to be healthy, but then they pay lip service to being healthy. Pero pag sinabi mo, gaganda ka, you'll be beautiful. So, we came up with our Berry Gluta. So, it is glutathione, 250 milligrams, it's tablets, so there can be no dilution. And then, it's enteric coated, so we make sure it reaches the small intestine so that your body can absorb it. And then, it also has the benefits of berries, which are good antioxidants. And interestingly also, we have had the testimonials on like hyperacidity, like PCOS, pati fertility na rin if people wants to be, I think it's becoming a problem right now. And then for the Filipinos naman, we initially created the Gusto, which is made up of 10 veggies. The ordinary veggies that we eat, malunggay, broccoli, basil, talbos ng kamote for the madami, all the uses, talbos ng kamote, kangkong, gotukola, ampalaya, tanglad, pandan, nagsama-sama yung 10. So, the 10 veggies, we produce 100% in the Philippines. So the
And so
idea,
the raw materials are also coming from here.
all
the
comes
Philippines.
from here.
And
So,
manufactured in the Philippines.
Yes, manufactured 100%
So
in the
that's a lot
Philippines.
cheaper compared to the ones coming from Taiwan. And you're helping pa the farmers siguro here in the Philippines.
So we do high quality products. The veggies, they're spray dried. Hindi siya yung air dried or ano lang. We use a sophisticated process then, wherein kasi it's a juice so it mixes well. Walang latak. There's no sediment after you because Our philosophy is people should enjoy drinking our products. Sabi nga namin, just drink your veggies, your liquid salad. Yan. So, like for example, children, they find it difficult to chew the veggies, the elderly also. So, we're offering them also the convenience, di ba? Of mixing 10 veggies. Mahirap din mag-mix ng 10 veggies eh. And most especially here in the Philippines, ang hirap kumuha ng fresh na veggies. Because we can only use fresh veggies.
Saan kayo kumukuha nun? Is it in Baguio? Or
Yeah,
what were
broccoli talagang Baguio lang. We tried it one time in Quezon, maliit eh. Maliit yung broccoli na that they're able to plant. So really Baguio is the best place to get our broccoli. And then we get from Quezon, from Bulacan. Yeah,
So how are you helping also the farmers or entrepreneurs? Do they do you source it from them directly and thereby providing a market for their produce?
Yeah, before we also have a project because we are also distributors of Big Harvest organic nano-amino organic foliar fertilizer.
Which means
it's the organic way of producing the veggies. Kasi ang veggies, dahon yan eh.
Yeah.
Important that they are organic. And then at the same time, it can help improve the yield and also improve the taste of the veggies that is grown. So one time we did the Nayong Chinoy with a project to help the farmers plant. Ayon. But then it's also difficult to teach the farmers to change their ways of farming. But hopefully in the future, once the gusto fly off the shelves, then we can go back to them and tell them, now it's the time. Diba? Lahat kasi timing
Yes,
din in
that's
everything,
right.
even in business.
Yes.
Yeah.
And speaking of business, Miss Betty, it's interesting how you tell us these stories of the benefits and the advantages of these products. But how do you deal with the competition? There's so much brands in
Right.
there.
There are like maybe 50 brands of coffee in the market.
Exactly.
Diba?
So
Yeah.
how do you stand out?
We continuously have to deal with making it tastier. Like for example, this year, our first product is Gusto Mango. It has mango in it. Ano siya, hindi lang flavor. It's natural mango puree that we spray dried also and made into powder. During the pandemic, we went into, because as I've said, people always say, oh, I want to be healthy, but they don't want to spend to be healthy.
Tama.
So, sabi namin, let's put it in coffee na lang because people like coffee, right? So, we came up with strong coffee, which also has our Gusto powder in it. So, for health reasons, right? And then, we have creamy latte. So, it's like your 3-in-1 coffee, but we have non-dairy creamer. And again, there's Gusto powder inside. And then, for the younger ones, we have Gusto Choco. And then, we're coming up with the turmeric latte. Ayan. And then, we also have for our fruit blends, we have our Gusto Mango, which is our original. And then, we now have cucumber lemon and also dragon fruit pineapple. So, yung dragon fruit pineapple, red, pag tinimpla mo, for people who are afraid of veggies. At least, it's colored red na siya. Ayan. So, we have to come up with innovation. As our company says, it's business innovations. Yeah. So we come up with innovation. I think one of the advantages of joining organizations, so just like the MAFE, Metro Manila Association of Food Entrepreneurs, we also get to meet a lot of people. And then we're working on collaborations also. So we can...
Which is a very millennial word. Let's collab. So millennial ka ma'am. Pag ganyan, let's collab.
Yeah.
With all these new products and competing in the market, how do you stand out? Is it the branding or is it your promotions? Is it or it's more direct through partnerships or collaborations as you're saying?
I think everything has to be done.
It's a mix, no?
Yeah, it's a mix of everything. Kaya nga, we took so many years because we want to do the branding, you know. Kasi if I were just in the business and I'm a Me Too product, then it's very easy. I just create something similar to what the others have, right? But I don't know if you notice, I think in the market, kami lang naman yung may 10 gulay and leafy greens. Because other products, they come up with veggies, but like they have like cucumber or the products that are not leafy. Kasi when it's leafy, when you extract the liquid, konti lang yung liquid na nakukuha, diba? But they are very good for detoxification, as I've said, which is really the healthy side of it. We also have to, we're different in terms of, sabi nga nila, even our packaging is very nice. And we get a lot of help actually from DTI also. Because for people who are into business, you may try and go to the different negosyo centers, they will help you. DTI has a lot of programs.
And what do they normally provide if you go to DTI? Is it marketing? Is it training?
Almost all.
Like in your case, ma'am, what were...
Oh, I underwent many. You know, I am an accidental KMME graduate also. Kapatid Mentor Me program. You know, it's like a... I call it MBA in 12 weeks. It's a crash course on the different topics in business. Like they teach about human resource, the laws, the business plan, which is very important in starting a business. And that's the fault of a lot of us, which I would say I'm also guilty of when I started the business. We
walang
really
business
should,
plan.
Yeah, walang business plan.
Basta yung ano lang, yung gut
sige
feel
lang
mo
ng
lang.
sige, di ba? Yeah, but if you notice other people, you know, they have a business plan. So when they see that, okay, this is my target, maybe 6 months lang, they don't see it flying, they don't see the business being successful, they close it na in just even 6 months, di ba? Pero yun na nga, the good thing naman with us is we have perseverance. So, nagtiyaga tayo and we get our connections also. So it's really it's cutthroat competition, but we learn from our competitors also and from the people that we know. We consult because we don't know everything. So yeah, I think those are my my advantage. And me kasi, I also like to help. So, as much as I get help from DTI, I also help. I pay it forward, you know, by helping other business people. And sometimes nga unsolicited. I like to give advice. Some of them, they would ask me. And then, you know, I would tell them, okay, you do this, you do that. And they're very happy because some of them have very good results already.
Wow, hearing you, Miss Betty, is already very engaging, and I'm sure our televiewers, the people who are watching Open for Business now, are getting a lot of insights from you. What are your tips, you know, to help our entrepreneurs, small businesses also survive, lalo na sa pandemic?
We say that failure is the mother of success. But I would like to add that perseverance, integrity, and curiosity are the siblings of success. So to be a successful entrepreneur, we need perseverance. We learn from each and every failure that we encounter. But there is always a lesson to be learned in every experience. And then integrity, because it is very important that, like for us especially, we produce high quality products, you know, which are good for the people. Just one wrong step in, and also, you know, when you are not honest with your products, it will come back to you, right? You never know. One of your relatives might be the one using your dishonest products. So honesty is still the best policy. And then curiosity, because you always have to keep an open mind. As I've said, there's cutthroat competition. So you really have to be curious. You have to continuously research on how to bring new good products to the market. Yun. So every time bumagsak, bumangon lang. Yun.
Wow, that's very nice. Before we let you go, Miss Betty, where will people find these products?
We are on Shopee, Lazada. We also have our Facebook, My Big Ink, MYBIGINC. And they can also message me. I'll be happy to give some advice. Yan, I'm open for consultation and for business.
Thank you so much. That's Miss Betty Dante Aw, the CEO of Business Innovations Gateway. Open for business. We'll be back. Stay with us.
Utang na loob, wala akong ibang hiling. Kundi ang makasama ko si Siwon at ang anak ko si Jimin bilang pamilya ko.
May hangganan ng pagtitiwala.
Magiging maayos ang lahat kapag nawala ka.
At dahil sa mga lihim na nabunya,
Jimin!
Ang sinasabi niyo pong apo ay hindi totoong anak ni Hajun.
Si Jimin ay anak ka mo, Nino.
mga inosente ang magdurusa.
Kasalanan ko po ba? Kung bakit nagkaganyan si Lolo?
Sino nagsabi sa'yo niyan? A Place in the Sun.
Panalo tayo pag together. Walang talo pag together. Let's get together. Sa Net 25.
This program is...
Open for Business is here covering the opening of one of the newest and hottest destinations here at the Central Park, Elixir. And with me is the owner of Elixir, Miss Cheryl Marco. How are you, Miss Cheryl?
Yes, magandang araw po.
It's very exciting po that we have this new destinations. Ano po yung inspiration ninyo sa pagkakaroon ng bagong restaurant na katulad nito?
Ito pong si Elixir ay parang branch po ng aming main na si Alchemist Coffee na located po sa BF Homes, Parañaque. Si Alchemist Coffee po kasi ay nag-o-offer ng specialty coffee. Since nasa south po yung branch namin, nag-decide po kami mag-open naman dito sa north ng bagong branch para naman matry ng mga tiga-lunsod ng Quezon City ang Alchemist Coffee. Dito po sa Elixir Coffee, nag-o-offer po kami hindi lang basta coffee. Kumbaga meron po kaming parang from breakfast to dinner ang aming offering. May merienda, may pizza, so parang all in. So meron ng coffee, pasta, so anytime po, pwede kayong pumunta. Parang busog na busog ang dating natin. At the same time, may masarap na coffee kayong matatry. Siyempre, lahat naman po tayo naapektuhan nung pandemya. Pero at the same time po kasi, ang main priority po kasi ni Alchemist, lalo na yung main branch po, is yung employee. So, as a entrepreneur, we have to shoulder, siyempre, para lang masave din yung staff. And slowly, as parang nag-develop naman po yung situation ng COVID and the pandemic, slowly nakatayo naman po tayo ulit. And eto nga, parang we decided since na nag-o-okay na yung situation natin ngayon, na magtayo naman dito sa Quezon City. When it comes to Alchemist kasi, talagang sobrang specialty coffee kasi talaga siya. But here kasi, kinater po namin siya sa market dito. Minaydan namin yung variety ng choices ng coffee. If papasok ka po, parang minsan makikita mo, pwede ka manood kung paano gawin yung specialty coffee. At the same time, kung hindi ka naman mahilig sa specialty coffee, may no-offer din kami ng mga wrap, mga smoothies. So, meron din kaming mga refreshers like mga pink lemonade. So, very maraming variety na choices na makikater sa different taste ng mga customers. Ang mabibigay ko lang pong parang payo para sa lahat ng mga entrepreneurs na kagaya ko na merong mga small businesses is wag po tayong parang susuko na di porke binigyan tayo ng pandemya, hindi ibig sabihin nun ay hindi makakabangon ang business. Kasi kung bibitaw po kagad tayo, alam niyo naman po, lahat ng pandemya mawawala at mawawala yan. Pero yung customer din po talaga is patuloy na tatangkilik pa rin sa inyo pag alam po na okay yung product na ino-offer nyo. Kaya po, iniimbitahan ko po kayong nandito po ang Elixir sa number 25 Central Avenue, Quezon City. Open po kami from Monday to Sunday, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. po.
This portion
Asawa ko.
Sagutin mo ang tanong ko. Nambababae ka ba?
Tingnan mo ang ginawa mo, Johnny. Hindi na babalik ang mag-ina mong sina Mary at Rosita nang dahil sa'yo. Naintindihan mo ba? Nang dahil sa'yo.
Makikita mo, walang masyadong magbabago, mahal ko.
Sinungaling! Nagsisinungaling ka, Mama!
madadagdagan ang kabigatan.
Mariela? Hindi magagawa ni Auntie Jimena yun. May gumawa nito sa kanya.
May nalalaman ka ba? Sabihin mo sa akin, anong alam mo?
Pinakabahan ka dahil sa akin.
Two sisters.
Panalo tayo pag together, walang talo pag together. Let's stand together. Sa Net 25.
In business news, behavior seen as leading risk factor affecting global cancer burden. In its GBD 2019 study funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, The Lancet reported that the leading risk factors contributing to global cancer burden in 2019 were behavioral, whereas metabolic risk factors saw the largest increases between 2010 and 2019. The study also noted that the reduction of the exposure to these modifiable risk factors would decrease cancer mortality and disability-adjusted life years rates worldwide. It also noted that the policy should be tailored appropriately to local cancer risk factor burden. Globally, cancer is the second leading cause of death. Immune system strengthening top reason to take dietary supplements, according to a survey conducted by Rakuten Insight in March 2022 and published by Statista. 82% of more than 5,300 respondents in the Philippines said that they took dietary supplements or nutraceuticals to improve and strengthen their immune system. Among the other leading reasons for taking dietary supplements were for stress relief and improving sleep. Herbal medicine market seen to grow by 11.16% annually globally. The global herbal medicine market is projected to grow from $165.66 billion in 2022 to $347.5 billion by 2029 at a compounded annual growth rate of 11.16% in forecast period, according to Fortune Business Insights report. As of 2021, the market is placed at $151.91 billion. The report cited that the herbal medicine saw a higher than anticipated demand across all regions compared with pre-pandemic levels.
Dahan-dahang naghihilom ang mga sugat.
Hindi ka isang kriminal. Malaya ka na ngayong makipagkita sa anak mo. At pwede mo na siyang ipagmalaki.
Ngunit hindi pa rin tapos ang masasamang damo.
Di pa ba sapat na inaresto ang asawa ko pati ang anak ko? Tingin mo tapos nito hahayaan ko lang anak mo?
Itigil niyo ang kalokohang ito. Kung ayaw niyo mapahiya sa harap ng maraming tao dito, mabuti pang umalis na kayo ngayon dito!
Fatal Promise.
Panalo tayo pag together, walang talo pag together. Let's get together. So let's 25.
Open for Business is back, and our biz word is naturopathic medicine. It is a system that uses natural remedies to help the body heal itself. It embraces many therapies, including herbs, massage, acupuncture, exercise, and nutritional counseling. In life, as in business, there are inevitable times that the result we hoped for will not happen. Instead, we will be led to other things that may even prove fatal for us. Failure teaches us to discover many ways on how not to do things and should fuel us to try harder. Having a business is a risk, but keep on going. Carry on if you must. For one day, you will be big, just like Miss Betty Dante Aw and her business, as it is a failure if you don't even try. Our quote of the week is from Robert Kennedy. He said, "Only those who dare to fail greatly can ever achieve greatly." Maraming salamat sa aming guest, Miss Betty Dante Aw, at maraming salamat sa isang oras na pagsama sa amin upang tunghayan ang isang makabuluhang usapan ukol sa negosyo dito lang sa Open for Business. Hanggang sa susunod na linggo, samahan nyo kaming muli dito sa Open for Business. Catch us too on our Facebook and YouTube. Like and subscribe on our social media page at Net25 TV. We will bring you more insights from industry experts, thought leaders, CEOs, and featured SMEs. Together, let us help encourage business development in the Philippines. Sharpen your business acumen, feel the pulse, and set the trend for as long as you are informed and open for business. Ito po si Cesar Vallejos. Marami pong salamat.